Good morning, everybody, unless, of course, you're watching this video in the evening, in that case, good evening, and you are watching Time Travel TV, and today we're going to be talking about the Battle of Naseby. A very, very important battle in the English Civil War, the most decisive battle in the English Civil War, in my opinion. First of all, though, we need to talk about the New Model Army, because New Model Army is really important. Parliament was very concerned about the effectiveness of their current army, which was based on local volunteers. So they decided to replace it with a national army based on professional, full-time soldiers with better training and proper uniforms and everything. So that is how it came about. And that's really important because, as I've stressed in other videos, like my video about the Battle of Omdurman, a small, organised, disciplined army is better than a massive army. So, also another thing important about the New Model Army was the self-denying ordinance, which meant that officers could not be promoted solely on their status, instead merit. Very important. So let's get on with the battle, shall we? So, the leader of the New Model Army, Fairfax, was sieging the king's former capital of Oxford when he got the news that the Royalists had captured Leicester. So Fairfax decided to abandon his Oxford campaign and go and engage the Royalists. Eventually, Fairfax reached the Royalist forces, and on the 13th of June 1645 he was joined by Oliver Cromwell and his cavalry. Now, Fairfax was positioned on a ridge overlooking the Royalist position, but Oliver Cromwell on the 14th of June persuaded him to move to a slightly weaker position in order to draw the Royalists into a fight.
The man must be mad.
Oliver Cromwell's cavalry advanced and was met by the cavalry of Prince Rupert of the Rhine. Prince Rupert and his cavalry soon broke through the parliamentary left flank, but he pursued the parliamentary cavalry rather than turning to outflank the parliamentary infantry.
Regroup! Regroup!
It was now that the parliamentary infantry turned their attention to the main Royalist force. Soon, the Royalist army started to surrender, and the king fled. At the beginning of the day, the Royalist army had numbered 8,000. By the end, it had numbered less than 2. This was a devastating defeat to the Royalist army. The Parliament had a great victory. This spelt the beginning of the end for King Charles I. By 1646, he would have surrendered to the Scots, bringing an end to the First English Civil War. But don't worry, there will be a Second English Civil War, which goes even worse for King Charles. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please subscribe to Time Travel TV, and I'll see you next time. Cheerio!